Hello my scrappy friends, and a big welcome to my channel again today. I have another layout here for Cut to You, and I have used these two cut files, so the So Berry Sweet and the Scallop Banners, and I have created this page with 6 photos, which is a lot for me. But I participated in a bit of a challenge from Chamel a couple of years ago, and her challenge was to intentionally take lots of photos to scrapbook more than one photo from what my memory tells me, which could be completely incorrect. However, I did get all these photos from an adventure we had out strawberry picking at a local strawberry farm. This was taken on the 1st of September last year, I think. So what I've got here, I have cut my cut files on some textured white cardstock. I have pulled scraps from my scrap box to back my cut file, and this pattern paper is from a Chamel collection, from the one that I didn't get, I can't remember. It had astronauts and dinosaurs and stuff in it, that one. So you can see I have just traced the outside of the strawberry, and I am trimming this pattern paper down to fit. I'm just tracing on the inside of the line. I don't normally record this process, but I thought that maybe someone would want to see it. I wasn't exactly sure where I needed to trim that, so I just brought my cut back in. I have changed my title a little bit, in that I have turned the strawberry and I've welded the strawberry to the title, just for that's what I wanted to do. And then I blew the strawberry up really big, and I've cut it, you can see it there separately. What I've got here is the leftovers from the cut file, the inside bits that I know I'm not going to be using. I did toy with the idea of backing the little seed bits. And then I was like, no, I'm going to do something different. So I'm going to do some mixed media. You can see I've just got my purple tape here, and I'm just cutting it into little bits and pieces so that I can stick it down. I'm hoping to avoid getting black on my white cut file. Spoiler alert, I get black on my white cut file because I'm just awesome like that. But this purple tape peels off super easy, and what I've done, you can see along where the seeds meet up to the leaves, I've just made sure I've got tape over that section so that it doesn't bleed onto the white part of the leaf. Sorry. The green I've used for the leaves is from Coca-Cola Studio, can't remember, one of the collections. Again, just papers from my scrapbooks. Got some white modelling paste here, my black India ink, and I'm just mixing this together. Obviously when I add black to white, it's going to go grey, so I do add some more India ink here. I have added enough that it does affect the texture very slightly, but not so much that it's sloppy and goes everywhere. So you can see I'm just mixing that up. It does dry a bit darker as well, and I'm trying really carefully, and you can see straight away, whoops. It's okay, I'll scrape off as much as I can. I do come up with a fix, and it is not the end of the world. I'm like, oh, that's not really working how I wanted it to, but that's okay. So I'm just coming in, I've got some more there. Just coming in and covering that hole. I'm going to call it stencil because it's easier. Stencil with this paste that I've created. I did go through my stash looking for some actual coloured paste, but mine have all dried up. I don't use them enough. So yeah, I'm just making sure I've got a decent enough coverage of all of these, and I managed to get grey everywhere, like it's all over my hands. Quite funny, but that's okay. I did manage not to make more of a mess than I did when I made a mess originally. Does that even make sense? So I'm just going to peel that off. You can see there you go. I'm really happy with how that turned out. Now, I did have an idea that I was going to pop up each of these letters from the background rather than backing the cut file. I'm just going to show you a little bit of my process here. I'm going to trace, I'm not tracing it in the actual order of the letters. I know that I need 2 S's, so I'm just using the internals to trace the copies of each letter that I need, and I'm going to trim around them. Like I said, I was originally going to pop them up off the background, and you can see here I've trimmed this Y exactly to my pencil line. I'm going to try it in here, and it doesn't fit. So I wasn't very smart, didn't save my file, and so I just went, you know what, I'm just going to back it like normal. If you do want to pop them up, I highly recommend getting a Cameo to do the cutting for you, because then you know it is exactly precisely going to fit. But I'm quite happy with how this is in the end anyway. This is Tutu Pink Basil cardstock. It's such a pretty colour, so pretty. I love pink and red together. I decided that I also wanted to bring a pop of red further down my page, so I've cut the scallop there. And I'm just showing you where I got the black. Here is the fix, my white India ink, a little paintbrush. I don't leave much of this process in, but I do end up doing a couple of coats, and you can't really tell at all. So I have, with those scallop borders, I have edited them a little bit in my Cameo software. I didn't want really fat ones, so I've sized them to about 6 inches long, and then copied it, pasted it, put them next to each other and welded it together, so I've got the smaller scallops along that whole almost 12-inch piece. I have used not the Tutu Pink, what colour was that? Spun Sugar Distress Oxide to ink around the edges of all my photos. Like I said, 6 photos. One is a 4x4 square, one is a 3x4, and then the other 4 are a little bit smaller, I think, than 2x2 squares. And they've all got white border on them. I am, of course, going to do some mixed media. The strawberry pattern paper you don't end up seeing much of, but I really like it and I had to include it. I wasn't sure when else I would, so that is from the Box of Crayons collection, which is what I've decided to use for this page. This is another sheet of textured white cardstock. I have not gessoed it. I really like the way that Distress Oxides dry onto cardstock without gesso, and that is why I chose this. I also knew I wasn't going to be adding a ton of water, so that is my process here. I am starting with the ink pad. As you can see, it's a very light colour. I didn't want a really harsh colour, but I did want a little bit more colour than this. This is actually a really good match to the Tutu Pink Basil cardstock. Now I have sped up my mixed media a lot because it's it's the packaging technique. I'm sure we've all seen it before. If you do have any questions, make sure you leave them below. I figured though that because I had done the ink pad along the top, I would then repeat that process down the bottom and then go back in again with the Distress Oxide ink in Spun Sugar. Happy with how that's looking. I'm going to put all of my pieces back on. I think I want a bit more contrast, so I've got my picked raspberry Distress Oxide spray. Remember, I haven't got gesso on my background here, but a quick squirt of water and I can move that. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this is coming together. I really love this background. It's not, I really like it. It has warped my paper because it always warps my paper. I'm totally okay with that. Coming in with some more of the Tutu Pink because I just felt like the picked raspberry had taken over a bit too much. A lot of water on this. There's not a lot of water, but I was like, I'll just see if I can soak some of that up, especially behind where the papers are going to go. My title has been popped up on some foam, splatters. Again, I'm just using the spun sugar and the peach raspberry. I just went completely blank then. Peach raspberry. I'm just going to add those and let them dry. Now, I love pink and red together. It is one of my favourite combinations. And so I have also pulled out a red shimmers product called Buddy's Favourite Colour. And I've splattered that around as well. It's my background all dry. I'm going to stick down these pattern papers that I have picked out. Now, I use my T-square ruler a lot in this page, a lot. Which is unusual for me, but I wanted things to be straight with my messy mixed media background. Now, you would have noticed there that I had used adhesive along the top and bottom edge on the left side, and then on the right side I did adhesive to the left and right side, and that is because I wanted to tuck my big strawberry in underneath there. I'm going to add some foam. I did cut this footage out. I've got a brand new bottle of Scotch tacky glue, and I forgot to take the seal off, so I'm trying to get glue out, and it was quite a fiasco. But anyway, I do use some of my Scotch to stick it down. I have done a little bit of stitching along the pattern paper edges there. I'm going to pop my photos up. And I'm going to muck around with my T-square ruler. Again, it wasn't much fun to watch. I'm a total unco. I try. So I'm just going to add my photos in here. I started with the big ones and I'm going back in to stick the little ones down. There we go. Alright, titles going in here. You can't even, by the time this page is complete, another glue accident, you can't even see that there's a join for those two pattern papers in the background, which I'm really happy with. But like I said, most of that pattern paper is covered up. So here is the first banner that I'm going to use. You can see I'm just counting to make sure I cut enough foam strips. Again, like Blondie here, I firstly applied adhesive to the bit that doesn't have the foam and then to the foam as well. And then I was like, oh my goodness, no, that's not okay because I want to add another layer under here. So quick, get the adhesive off of the foam. It didn't want to stick, so I put pattern paper on top. And here is the second scallop border that I'm going to use. I've backed that with the Tutu Pink cardstock. T-square ruler, and it comes again, and I don't think this is straight in the end anyway, but that's okay. And I'm just going to stick that one in there, rather than trying to pull that back out again, because that was a fiasco too. I have just left that under there, and I'm just adding my Scotch tacky glue underneath. And again, I'm making sure that the bottom edge is loose so that I can tuck things under. I tried that up there and I was like, no, you can go down here. That is where my journaling is going to go. You can see on the acrylic block to the right there, I've pulled out some stickers and die cuts and stuff. I absolutely knew I wanted to use this glitter shaker strawberry sticker, so that is going to go right down the bottom there. That doesn't move. And I'm just going to come in with these strawberries. I literally have pulled out every single strawberry from this collection, I think, and I'm going to use them all. And I'm just building a couple of clusters, not really sure. I do go back in off camera and add adhesive behind all the things. I did record it, but I deleted it. These cute little hearts. That one goes on the photo. That one says what a day, and it's the pink and red. And then I found 3 puffy strawberries on the puffy stickers. And so I'm going to do a little bit of a shuffle here. And the little puffy strawberries end up being tried everywhere on the page. I just swapped out those 2 just for the different shades of pink. I know it sounds silly, but I just wanted the 3 different ones in one place. You can see I'm trying to work out where I'm going to put these other puffy strawberries. And I kind of go, you know what, maybe I'll put them all here on the title and give that a little bit of special treatment. I did try to see if I could find another little gecko facing the other way, but there wasn't one. I don't know why I've added that gecko in there. He was just cute and he worked, and so he's on the page. This was super fun to put together. Local strawberry picking, $10 to fill a tray. Yeah, I'm so glad I got these photos Scrapbook. This is from 2 years ago actually, so it's 1st of September, first day of spring. These strawberries are super cute. I love them. I will make sure I link everything in the description box below. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave them for me or just say hi. That little gecko is so cute. I love him. I hope you've enjoyed my process today, and thanks for stopping by. Have a fantastic day. I will see you again soon with my next share. Bye.